Good afternoon, garden friends. I am getting ready to get these bulbs in the ground. I was kind of hoping that my neighbor's trees would finish dropping their leaves, but I can't wait for that to happen. So what I'm gonna do is this flower bed, I'm first gonna get the bulbs laid out where I want them to be put, and then go ahead and get these guys planted so that they are ready for next spring. So like I said, this bed, pretty much this entire bed over here, some over in the other side of the garden, I'm going to go ahead and get these taken care of. Now, the one thing that I am going to do, as I had mentioned before, the soil that's in the back here, usually when I plant something, I am putting compost and manure in it because this was a lot of the clay that was underneath the outdoor living space that we created underneath our sun porch. So for each bulb that I end up putting in there, I did pick up some compost and manure just to help enrich the soil, because it is clay, but I'll also be utilizing the bulb tone for each of the plants. So let me go ahead and get these bulbs laid out where I want them, and then get these guys in the ground. Okay, so this is the first batch, and these are the casadas. I'm lining those guys up on the walkway, and I'll post the picture again of what it's gonna look like. So I want these guys to be lining the walkway into the garden. All right, so the next batch, and I'm doing like the naturalizing aspect because this bed is full, and some of these plants will still be here when these guys come up because they don't always die all the way back. But the Sir Winston Churchills, I have them plotted throughout the garden on both sides of the beds. So we're gonna end up having, a pop of those come up throughout the garden, so. All right, well, let me go ahead and get these guys planted. All right, so I've gotten all the Winston Churchills lined up, or I shouldn't say lined up, plopped in the garden so that it ends up being more of a naturalizing layout here. And like I said, because a lot of the plants that I already have in here, they will be the camouflage for the leaves when the daffodils start to die back, because these plants get nice and full, and this garden bed ends up looking amazing. So I just can't wait until the spring to see the bulbs come up in this garden, along with all of my perennials. I like perennials because you plant them guys once and then they come back, and then I just end up plopping in some annuals in this area to add more color to it. So this flower bed is done with the bulbs in it. All right, so this is the next area that I am going to be planting some bulbs in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get my asters cut all the way down to the ground. I got a couple of, what are those called? Autumn sedums. That's just gonna cut all the way down to the ground to where the only thing that's gonna be in here, oh, there's some right there too. The only thing that's gonna be in here is my bachelor buttons. But I'm gonna get my bulbs planted in here, and yeah, and then go ahead and get this area mulched. But first I'm gonna lay out the bulbs that I'm gonna put in here, and hopefully hope for the best. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this blown out. I got all the stuff clipped, and then I'm gonna put the bulbs in, and then a nice coat of compost and manure. Okay, these are the Starry Nights. Let me spread these out just a little bit more. Get them placed where I want them. And because I have other plants that grow up in there while they are being done flowering, my other plants will cover up the stalks. So let me go ahead and get these guys, the holes dug, and get them covered up, and then put a nice coat of compost and manure on it. Okay, so by putting the compost and the manure down, this will allow the nutrients to soak into the ground and provide nutrients for, you know, the plants that are underground and also these ones that are above. So, you know, that's one of the things that I've come to realize, is do this in stages, and the fact that a lot of this soil is 7 years in the making. Like I said, even though I put topsoil and manure in each hole when I plant, you know, still need to take those extra steps to make sure the soil is nice and rich so your plants can do well. All right, so that's this section done. And you know, one of the things that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all the bulbs planted. We're gonna get a dumpster of mulch. And hopefully by that time, all of the leaves off my neighbor's tree will have fallen. And then I just have to do one last blow. I'm so trying to get these bulbs planted because I'm pushing it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these amenities cut back. And then, like I said, by working the daffodils in here, when they start to die back, I will have something that will cover it, and then work my way over into this area. These are the frosty snows. And man, guys, look at the size of these bulbs. These are gonna be beautiful in this area. All right, so let me go ahead and get these holes dug, put the bulb tone in there, and move on to the next section. All right, so I've gotten these bulbs planted and put the compost and manure on top of the bulbs that I have planted all in this area. Mother Nature is not cutting me any slack. I also ended up putting some of the frosty snows in this area. So it has been raining. I'm like at a standstill, but you know what? I am making good headway, and that's a good thing, you know, that I am able to work in stages. So like I said, because of the rain, I'm at a standstill. All right, guys, like I said, the rain is not cutting me any slack, but you know what? I think it's also helping me to know when to stop. I got a lot to do. I still have probably 250 more bulbs to plant back here in the backyard. But, you know, I'm not looking to get sick again working out in the rain. So the next time that we end up having a break in the weather, I will go ahead and get the rest of the bulbs planted. And then, like I said, my process is once I get all the bulbs planted, the the manure and compost over all of the garden, we will then have a truckload of mulch brought in so I can have this finished off and really not have anything to do come spring other than enjoy seeing the beautiful daffodils and the hyacinths that I have planted. So thank you again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner, and I look forward to you guys enjoying other videos of mine. And if you do, please consider subscribing and liking my page. Have a great day.